Okay. Now YouTube and go live on Insta and go live. All right, all right, all right. We are live.
Awesome. How you doing, Pedro?
I am good, thank you. And how are you?
Doing good. Very excited to answer these questions.
Yeah. All right, so let's jump straight into it. In today's live session, we want to answer two of the most yeah. So people, they research a lot of questions on the internet on their back pain and stuff. So we did a big deep dive and we actually extracted two of these most searched questions. Okay. Um, and we are going to answer from a physical health point of view and an emotional health point of view. Okay. Question one, Daryl, what do you think? So, what is the best way to balance rest and activity when I have back pain?
Okay, so when you've got back pain, balancing the rest and activity obviously matters because pain isn't just physical. It's tied to your emotions, it's tied to your stress, even how your day's going. So too much rest and you can be stiff. While overdoing activity, you might get a flare up. So getting the balance depends on what you need in that moment. To balance rest and activity when you've got pain, you need to listen to your body for cues. Your body's always dropping hints about what it needs. If it needs rest or activity, it's trying to talk to you. So, one thing you can do is to use pain as a barometer. If your back feels like it's shouting at you, if it's sharp, if it's piercing, it's more likely to be inflammation or strain and telling you to slow down. So, take this as a cue to rest, but not just crash on the sofa kind of rest. What we want you to do is try meditation, try hypnosis, some deep breathing. All of these things can lower inflammation and help with the back pain. If your back is rather feeling dull or achy or stiff, then that's maybe more likely to be from poor movement or sitting down too long, not enough circulation. So, gentle movement could be your answer. So, slow walk, light stretch, and Pedro will take you through that. Even swaying to some music, nothing fancy, just get things flowing because this is going to get the circulation going. But from an emotional point of view, the key is to use either the sensations in your body or your emotions as that barometer or as a compass, however you think of how you're guided towards what you should do. So if you've got stress and bottled up emotions, as you might know, this can tip the scales towards being in pain, to feeling pain. So listen to those emotions to help you decide how to act. Are you feeling stressed and overwhelmed? Then lead towards rest. Have a bath. Listen to a nice long hypnosis track. Are you feeling restless? Are you feeling low? Then try a little movement. Go for a short walk, gentle yoga, do some of the Vita exercises or something like bugging you deep down, like there's something you need to get off your chest, call a friend or journal. The idea is just to listen to your emotions and respond. Here's a simple framework that you can do that will, if you're not used to doing this kind of thing, help you do it. It'll help you tune into how you're feeling, how your emotions are, and get doing it. So do a morning check-in. In your morning, rank the pain out of 10. If it's above 5, start with hypnosis or meditation. If it's below 5, start with light activity. Then after a few hours, notice, how do you feel? Did the rest help? Did it make it worse? Are you stiffening up? Did the movement perk you up or did you push it too far? And then the next day, tweak your plan. More rest or a bit more motion based on what your body tells you. Then, before you go to bed at night, just write a quick note in the journal, what felt good today?
Mhm.
What didn't feel good today? Over time, what's going to happen is you're going to spot patterns. You're going to start noticing connections between stress, your emotions, and back pain, between rest and movement and pain. And this is going to allow you to adapt over time. One quick thing that you can do is create an affirmation about tuning into your body. Something like, I know what my body needs, or I listen
Mhm.
to my body's needs and put my body first. It's something like that. You can say that affirmation with your hand over your heart, breathing slowly. You can write it on your mirror. You can put on post-its around your house, whatever reminds you. But say that over and over and over as your intention, and that will help you tune in. Back to you, Pedro.
That's great. I think it ties straight into what I want to say when it comes to physical health. Um, I think it all comes down to understanding your body, listening to your body. Balance is something so particular, and there's no right or wrong. Only you know what balance looks like to you, to your life. Yeah. So before you try to change anything or to create something new, understand what you are going through. You can't change what you don't understand. And if you keep on trying things without knowing what is actually happening, how your body is responding to these things, you're not wasting your time, because something is always better than nothing. But it's willpower. You know, you are using too much unnecessarily willpower. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, when your lower back flares up, of course, you've got to take a little rest. And I think what Daryl said about using a scale from 1 to 10, I think it's really important. Okay, so rate yourself from 1 to 10. How is this flare up? Is it a 6, 7, 8, 10? Don't move. I guess you just need to rest. Your body's always trying to communicate with you. So if that is hurting this much, you won't be able to enjoy or do anything. So listen to your body, slow down, do some meditation. If you can't move, yeah, if you can't do physical exercises, do emotional health exercises. Okay. So this is the first thing. Now, when it comes to physical health, yeah, a lot of people, when they feel pain, they decide to not move because it hurts. What happens is you are deconditioning your muscle. It's like, I spoke about this on the previous live sessions, but it's like wearing a cast. Yeah, if you hurt your arm, if you broke your arm, you wear a cast because you want it to heal. When you take that cast off, that arm is going to look smaller because it hasn't been used. So your lower back is the same. If you avoid movement, all the muscles and the waste product that should be exchanged, they kind of stay there. And that increases inflammation. Okay. Not even that, but also if you don't move, your brain will kind of connect that movement equals danger. Okay. So every time you try to make a different movement, your brain's going to understand, oof, it's going to cause you pain. Don't even move. Don't go there. So you are associating movement with pain, and we don't want to go there. The best medicine is movement, but not just any movement. It has to be gentle movement. You have to understand what is your threshold, what are the movements that you can and cannot do before that pain goes up to a 10. Yeah. So maybe ask yourself, what am I feeling now? Maybe it's a 2. Yeah. So let's move a little bit forward. Let's round your back. What is that level now? If I round my back, it's about a 4. Guess what? Don't do it. If you go above 2 or 3, don't do it. But we're going to try to find movements, yes, that you do stimulate that area on your lower back, but do not cause you a sharp shooting pain above a 4 or 3. Yeah. Um, so, for example, you might rest in a comfortable position for 20 minutes. And then you get up and go for a walk. And then you try to stretch for a few minutes. And then if that flares up, you rest again. Okay. Now, just don't stay too long on bed rest, because again, it can make your pain worse. So give yourself permission to take it easy. You know, life's a busy, and I know you're busy, and I know you don't have a lot of time for yourself. But if you are under pain, give yourself some love, give yourself some rest, go on a bath, get a nice bath bomb that smells good, get yourself some wine, do things that makes you feel good, because this will shift you from a stressed state into a more relaxed state. Okay, when that pain succeed or decreases, get back to movement again. Okay, if you're too busy throughout the day and if you're seated for the bulk of the day, take small breaks throughout the day. Yeah, 5 minutes before lunch or 8 minutes after lunch. Whatever you can fit into your life, do it. Something is always better than nothing. But what I would suggest, try to block out in the beginning of the week 2 days a week to work out. Yeah, exercise, physical health exercises. These exercises shouldn't take longer than 15-20 minutes. Okay, and start there. Okay, the beginning might be very slow because you don't really understand your body, and you really need to understand what helps you and what damages your back. Okay, so you've got to listen to it. Make sense? Just until you find your balance. um yeah, so that's basically my take on this. Listen to your body. Don't be scared to move in balance. It's only in your life what it means to you, and you know that better than anyone. So you have to find that. Okay, it takes work, but what doesn't?
Awesome.
Right. Question two.
Question two. Okay, I've got it here. Could my back pain be related to menopause or hormonal changes? So, could menopause or hormonal changes be the cause of back pain? Can it aggravate it? Let's look at that. The simple answer is yes, it's possible. So, hormones, they help to kind of modulate how we feel in our body. They're not the sole cause of how we feel, but they do modulate. Menopause definitely can affect things. Let's have a look at how. So estrogen affects more than just our mood, and it causes hot flashes, as we know, and we're going through menopause, and the progesterone and the estrogen are fighting and changing in our brain. There's brain changes that happen too. Estrogen has a role in our body of influencing how we perceive pain. So it's going to help to regulate signals transmitted from nerves to your brain associated with pain and inflammation. What that means is any change of your hormones due to menopause or any other reason, for example, an estrogen level decrease, this can reduce the ability of estrogen to regulate the pain signal and to regulate inflammation. As a result, pain such as back pain might become more noticeable or intense, even if no other factors have changed. So you're doing everything the same and suddenly you're in more pain, it could be estrogen. The decline in estrogen levels can contribute by making your body less able to modulate pain, less efficient at it. But there's other mechanisms as well. Estrogen supports bones and muscles. So its decline during menopause, it can weaken the musculoskeletal system. This potentially can contribute to back pain over time. Lower estrogen levels, again, may increase inflammation in joints specifically, so potentially adding to back pain during menopause. And it can interrupt your sleep when your hormones change, okay? So if your sleep's interrupted, we can be more tired, more stressed, and more inflamed. So again, this can increase back pain. Beyond the physical, menopause can be an emotional roller coaster. You know, stress, anxiety, or even a sense of losing your old self can creep in, right? And these feelings, they don't just stay in your head. They can tighten up your muscles. They can amplify back pain. So from a hypnotherapy perspective, this is where the mind-body connection comes in. By working through these emotions, by working through your feelings on menopause, you can release some of that tension and feel lighter, both emotionally and physically. Because it's not only your hormones that affect your body, it's your thoughts, it's what you're hearing from society and outside. Hormonal changes during menopause might contribute to back pain, but they're not very often the whole story. Other
Mhm.
factors are going to be playing a bigger role: posture, physical conditions, stress, individual differences, how you're living your lifestyle, what you're telling yourself. And since menopause affects everyone uniquely, it's just one piece of the puzzle. So, yes, it's possible, but not definite. So if you suspect this, you need to go and see your GP. Why? Well, they're going to dig deeper than just your hormones. Your GP is going to be able to assess all of the potential causes of the pain, not just hormonal changes. They know your body, and your health history does matter. Your GP can consider the full picture. That's something we can't do here right for you. And they've got treatment options. So depending on what comes up, your GP might prescribe you something or recommend a treatment for your hormones. So the last one reason would be because uncertainty can make things worse. So you don't know what's causing it. Could it be this? Could it be that? That can be stressful. So if you're worried about maybe your hormones are causing it, see your GP. If you're worried about bothering your GP, don't. I'm sure your GP would rather see you 10 times for false alarms than miss one important thing. So go check that out. And once you've got the all clear, come back and see us anyway, as long as you fit into the categories which we explain on the website, we explain in other videos. You're going to be able to do the stretches and the movements and the exercises anyway. But if you want to know what's going on in your hormones, get it looked to. Back to you, Pedro.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I was going to talk about estrogen as well. Um, yeah, so I don't know if, but many women just don't realize that menopause can cause joint and back pain. Not the menopause itself, but back pain is a byproduct of a whole bunch of processes that happen between menopause and back pain. You know what I mean? So some studies shows that between 34 and 83% of women going through perimenopause have lower back pain. This is huge. Um, like Daryl was saying, estrogen is responsible for recovery. Okay, so progesterone doesn't act as a recovery component as much as estrogen. Yeah, and estrogen is really important for your pain signal. So in the menstrual cycle, 28-day menstrual cycle, yeah, the first 14, estrogen is higher than progesterone, yeah. So you feel stronger, you feel with more energy, your muscles and your body recover faster. The last 15 days, progesterone is higher. So your body doesn't recover as faster. You feel lethargic. You want fast energy. Now, after 35, okay, women lose more muscle mass than men. Make sense? Okay. Now, if you pair that muscle mass with habits, that's when most women have kids and they get very busy at work, so they move less. Now, the rate of muscle loss increases. So by the time they are 45, lost a lot of muscle. So you are significantly weaker. Now you pair that with your estrogen levels dropping, it's kind of the perfect recipe to have muscular imbalances, and you're probably more stressed as well, which makes every other symptom heighten. Yeah, it's heighten. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so it's a almost like a snowball of things. Also, the less muscle you have, the less calories your body needs to keep you alive. But then a lot of people say, oh, I am gaining weight on menopause or because I'm on a menopause. Yes and no. Majority of the women gain weight after the 40s is because they lost muscle. Yeah, if you don't have muscle mass, your body require less calories to keep you alive. But if you maintain your lifestyle, eating the things that you normally eat, you will gain weight. If you eat more than your body needs, you gain weight. So weight distribution, yeah, often changes. More weight around your midsection can also put a lot of strain on your lower back because you're seated due to habit. You've got the extra weight, and now your core gets weak. Of course, you're going to feel something on your lower back. So, yeah, hormones can be a contributing factor, but we can't just blame them. Yeah, it's a whole spectrum of things that happen. You have to be aware of that. Okay. Now, the good news: regular exercise, calcium, vitamin D, and like Daryl said, like speaking to your doctor to understand your menopausal process. um, it will help you. Okay, you can get support like HRT if appropriate. Um, all these things can help manage the effects and really strengthen your body, building that muscle mass back to its like normal level, so your body can function as it should. Okay, now when it comes to exercises, it's your lucky day. We provide physical health exercises and emotional health exercises. Okay, this is all because of the Vita Method, something that me and Daryl have been working over the past 2 or 3 years on one-on-one session. We really wanted to perfect and make sure this really helps women. So after this many years on one-on-one sessions perfecting this method, we said to ourselves, you know what? Maybe we should go online. Online, we are able to help more people. So it's basically a three-step process. Step one, understanding. You've got to understand your body. You've got to understand your pain. Step two, do. I can teach you how to fish, but I'm not going to fish it for you. So you've got to move. Okay. So we'll provide you all the exercises. So on a week, 4 exercises, physical health exercises, 4 days worth of physical health exercises, and 3 days worth of emotional health exercises. You don't have to do it every day if you don't want to, but pace yourself. Yeah, take as much time as you need. But we can provide that for free for you, but you have to want. And step three is live. That's why we're doing this. So you can understand more about your situation and you can make better informed decisions in the future. Yeah, it's your body, it's your life. You do what you want with it. So if you are suffering lower back pain, just don't accept as something that you have to live for the rest of your life, because you don't, unless you want to. Yeah. Yeah, you can see the first link in the comments, and then we can help you do the quiz, because this is not for everyone. Yeah, take the quiz, make sure that the Vita Method can actually help you, and then we go from there. Do you want to add anything, Daryl? Do you want to say something?
No, the only other thing I'd say would be if you want to get started, but you want some more info before you do the free program, then when you sign up, you'll get the put the email in. We're going to send you the Vita ebook, and there's some awesome tips and tricks in there as well that you can read through and get a bit more of understanding before you get started. So, yep, that was awesome, Pedro. I feel more confident with my hormones now and exercising.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this back pain chat. We'll come back next week, next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Sydney, and will it be 8 in New Zealand? No.
Oh, we have daylight savings changing, so I'll figure out the New
Mm,
Zealand time and I'll put a
yeah.
post in.
6 p.m. Sydney, it'll remain. And then we go from there.
See
Thank
you
you guys
then.
for joining. See you guys later.